Winter sports coverage begins tonight on Fred TV Channel 9. Evan Massoud with you here inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse at Durfee High School for our first high school hoops game of the season. Tonight, the Lady Hilltoppers invade Durfee and host the Bishop Stang Lady Spartans. Should be a great game. The Durfee Hilltoppers, for them, it's actually their second game. They played last Friday on the road at Old Rochester. They started the year with a win, a 49-32 performance out at Old Rochester. For Bishop Stang, this is their first game of the year. They get to come to this historic building. We've seen so many great moments on the court. They have to come in to Durfee Town. Coach Eric Levy from Fall River, or lives here in the city, talked to him before the game about his Lady Spartans. He said it's definitely going to be a rebuilding year. A lot of new players, a lot of players that they lost to graduation last spring. So for them, a very new team. For Durfee, they lost a couple key players, but there were a lot of key players back. Coach Brendan Kelly telling me that Isabel McDonald, a spark plug as we know in soccer, we saw her last year on the basketball court as well. Expect her to be excellent on defense and a true speedy spark plug, as I said, on offense as well. Reagan McDonald, she's one of the other senior captains. There's also a junior captain, Shaylin Carrero, plays underneath. And starting off the game with points are the Lady Spartans. So a quick 2-0 start. Hilltoppers will look to answer. That is Carrero right there, number 35. She does such a good job of driving the lane. We saw that a lot last year. That's her specialty, that and the underneath layups. That time she took it herself. She didn't have to get set underneath. She just took it all the way. And that's a miss. The rebound there to Abby Callahan. There is Katera James. She just handed it off to, that is McDonald over there on the far side. Now Regan McDonald with it across, all the way around the arc it went. Carrero trying to keep it, and we're fighting for it, and that'll be a whistle, and it'll be a jump ball. Durfee will inbound. Quick rundown of the starters here for the Stang Spartans. Number 2, Catherine Yergin. Number 12, Molly Duclos. Number 13, Annalise Schipper. Number 14, Nora Markey. And number 24, Riley Carew. And forging ahead there is Duclos. She sent it outside, shooting it long and deep is Yergin. She gets herself a 3, and it's a 5-2 game. Durfee's starters, number 1, Isabel McDonald, a captain. Number 12, Katera James. Number 13, a captain, Reagan McDonald. Number 15, Abby Callahan. And number 35, Shaylin Carrero, also a captain. The 2 captains for Stang are not starters, but they are Katie Long, number 11, and Carly Rita, number 21. Nice move put on there. They get it out to McDonald. She'll send it to James in the paint, and James is fouled. That'll be our first one of the night. And it looks like it's going to be on Schipper. Actually, I believe they called it on number 12. It was on Duclos, so this is her first foul. And it's the first trip to the line here at Durfee High School this season. And it'll be James shooting 2. That is good. It's our first game back here on Fred TV since the Hilltoppers football team took the Thanksgiving Day win on the road in New Bedford in what was really an exciting ball game. 1 for 2 at the line was James. She tries to tie it up. Nice, over the top. Tied at 5. I'll tell you, that Thanksgiving Day football game, probably one of the most exciting games that I've had the pleasure of calling. And our cameraman tonight, Gary Lee, said to me on Monday after Thanksgiving, you know, Evan, you're in rarefied company. Not many people have had the chance to call a win on Thanksgiving. And that kind of puts it in perspective, because the last time I saw Durfee win was when I was a senior here. That was 10 years ago. So the wins have been few and far between for the football team on Thanksgiving Day, and it was great to see both teams battle it out, and it was even better to see Durfee take the win this year and break a losing streak that spanned back to 2007. That was the last time they won, fall 2007. So it has been a while, but the bragging rights on Thanksgiving belong to Durfee at least for the next 365 days or so. McDonald got her first points of the game, and that was Regan McDonald. So Durfee out 7-5 right now on a 5-0 run here. Carew inbounds it to Yergin. Around the horn they go, into the paint, and they lose it. McDonald calling for the pass from McDonald, and Isabel puts it in for her first points, and now 4 of the 5 starters for Durfee have points. A 7-0 run. Coach Levy wants timeout. Stang lucky enough to see a state title last year. It wasn't the ladies that got it done, but it was the boys team. The boys varsity Spartans won the state title, defeating Oxford in the state finals. They took it, so they hold the trophy, they hold the hardware coming into this season. Always exciting. We've made trips to the Garden before for Durfee. We've made trips to the Garden for Conley. We got to see Conley take it, as you know, back in 2013. Hard to believe that that's 4 seasons ago already. But that was definitely a special Cougars team right there with Matt Kurt, the head coach. Players like Tommy Keys and Jack Santoro, Brian Quinn. That was really one heck of a team right there. And basically the point being that to see your team win a title, there's nothing like it. And Stang got to experience that joy last year. Lady Spartans will inbound out of the timeout. Good ball movement. Real good passing game right now. Going around the arc, going for 3, and that was Carew. She knocks it down. That's the second one from outside for Stang in the game. 9-8 now is the score as we almost come to the halfway mark in this first quarter. James is going to inbound for Durfee. Decent crowd on hand. It is a Tuesday night. The Friday night crowds tend to be a little bit bigger. And you can forget about it when it's a big 3 game. This place does very well. And it gets quite loud, I'll tell you, once the crowd is, here and cheering and screaming and whatnot. The students always come out, and that's something that we see across the board with every sport. The student cheering section here for basketball, the 6th man, you see them across the way on your screen. Once play resumes, you'll see them right at mid-court, or center court, if you will. There they are right there. Always a good crowd of student support for their fellow classmates and student athletes. And now the defense chant. They want to preserve this lead. Another 3-pointer. The net is actually caught up in the hoop. Going to need Stang to get a basket to free up the netting. Meanwhile, going for 3. It's off the back of the rim. That was McDonald. And it was no good. So Stang forging ahead the other direction. There's no foul there. Took a step out of bounds. Tipped away by James. Nicely done to McDonald. Now the pass to McDonald was tipped away by Stang, by Carew. So good defense on both sides. And Isabel McDonald is tagged with her first foul. course, not on the shot. It was back in the offensive zone there, so no baskets, no trip to the line, just a foul for now. That's a travel called on Jurgen. James gets the handoff. It is pushed away. Right underneath to James, and she didn't get enough on it. She had an open shot. And now a whistle on the other end. McDonald tagged for the second straight time here in just about a minute of play. So 2 fouls now for her, 2 for the team. And the official freeing up the netting we mentioned a moment ago. Spartans will inbound. It is Carew. Jurgen with it, comes across, finds Carew now open off the fingertips. Her teammate underneath there to grab it. That's Markey. Markey still with it, throws it across the court to Long. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Good coverage underneath. Lady Hilltoppers do allow the basket though. I believe that was Shipper who ended up getting it in the end there. There was a lot of bodies there in the paint. Carrero loses it. Then it is freed up. McDonald gets it. They try to send it back to Carrero. She loses it. Thought a travel might be called, but both players had their hands on the ball, so it's a jump ball. And this one should go Durfee's way. The last one was for Stang, so indeed Durfee gets it this time. James will inbound. Durfee down 10-9, 2:28 to play in the first quarter. They change it up here. The official's now going to talk about it. I know Stang got the first jump ball, so this should be Durfee. And indeed it will be. And the inbound pass is taken by Carew down the length of the court for the layup. Now that's one thing, the scorers table here at Durfee is pretty new, and it does light up on the opposite side for the fans, facing us. Put up and missed by James, a little short again. But the scoreboards up on the wall don't actually have the jump ball possession, or they don't use it at least. They don't have that extra arrow for possession. It's basically a block with a red arrow that the scorers table has to manually flip in either direction. What a block on Carew, put on by Shaylin Carrero, calling for it. She's going to get the pass, and Carew sends one back. Oh my goodness, she basically just gave her a taste of her own medicine. That is going to be off the front of the rim. And Carew and Carrero getting all tied up still. Carrero was looking for a foul, didn't get it. And finally the foul is called on Carew. I mean, there was enough holding going on there. So that is Carew's first foul. I'll tell you, she and Carrero going at it here over the last 30 seconds. Maybe a matchup to watch. Both very aggressive. It's a quick pass to Alyssa Correa. Now Carrero with it. Back out to McDonald. James underneath, and it is stripped away. Durfee ball. Hilltoppers can't buy a basket right now. After a 7-0 run, Spartans have gone on a 9-0 run. That's blocked. Final minute of the first quarter. Really a tale of two quarters, and it's airmailed out of play. Backed up by one of the fans. Actually, it was a 7-0 run for Stang. Durfee was down 5-3. They put up 7, make it 9-5, and now 7 straight for the Spartans. 30 seconds to play in this first quarter. Rebound put in by Shipper. And now it is a 9-0 run for Stang. A tale of two quarters here in this first quarter, basically. Travel called on Foster. Jamila Foster being called on the travel, and possession will be given back to Stang with 13.5 seconds or so in the first quarter. Yergin. Now Carew with it. She's going back to the corner. There is Yergin. It is long and no good. So a 14-9 score after one quarter here. Hilltoppers went out to the early lead, and Stang really closed out strong. So really, as I said, a tale of two quarters for both sides, really. Durfee started strong, did not finish as strong. We'll see how the second quarter goes. Stang, though, looking pretty good over the last 3 to 4 minutes or so. Ending the first quarter on a 9-0 run. And that all comes actually after the timeout that was called by Coach Levy. Ten seconds left in this mid-quarter timeout and the change of quarters. 2 and 1, and there's your buzzer. So second quarter about to begin here at the field house. It's the Lady Hilltoppers and the Lady Spartans from Bishop Stang squaring off here in the girls' home opener of the 2016-17 season. 8 minutes on the clock for the second quarter. We thank you for tuning in here on Fred TV. Evan Massoud with you for the call throughout this one. It's been a pretty exciting game so far, especially over the last couple minutes, as I said. Saw a few more fouls, a little more contact here and there, so players starting to turn it up a notch. Stang will start with possession. Trying to add to the run that they are on at the moment. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to go underneath. 5 now. Carew calling for it. They can't get the pass away. She's going to let it fly on the run. James is there. Shot clock violation. And the Hilltoppers will take over. Play for Durfee really seemed to halt with the absence of Isabel McDonald, and she was taken out after back-to-back fouls, so she's been sitting. She is still not out there now, checking in. Shaylin Carrero tagged with her first foul. It's Durfee's third. Stang with a pair of them in the first quarter. McDonald is back out there now, and that should be a bit of a spark. She subs in for James. Staying out there is, I'm sorry, there was another sub as well. Foster came out, and we brought in Anush Alimian. That is blocked at the net. Travel is called on the second attempt. McDonald will inbound. Almost tipped out of bounds by Yergin. Defending Regan McDonald. I'm sorry, that's Abby Callahan. Defending Callahan very well there, number 15. Shaylin will inbound. Got a good slate of games coming up this winter, and this is just a taste of it before Christmas. Before the holiday break for Christmas and New Year's, and a foul coming, and the Hilltoppers will go to the line. We got tonight's home opener. You know, we have our weekly news show, The Thread. It airs every Tuesday night at 5. Next Tuesday will be our last show before the holiday vacation, and we will have highlights from the Driscoll rink on that broadcast from the Prenda Cup, the annual, basically, kickoff to the hockey season it is. The foul there was on Lily Siron. And Alimian 1 for 2. Second shot does not count. So 1 for 2 trip. The Hilltoppers do break that scoreless run. So it's 14-10, 6.5 to play before this quarter comes to an end. The Prenda Cup over at Driscoll is an annual 4-team tournament between, the 4 local teams that call Driscoll home, and that's Durfee, Diamond, Somerset, and Apponequet. Apponequet houses players from Conley as well. So there's a Fall River connection over there as well. So those 4 teams always square off, basically to start the season. And it's always in the week before Christmas, or a week and a half before Christmas. So there'll be highlights from Durfee versus Diamond in the first game before we determine who's going to that championship game of the 4-team tournament, mini tournament, if you will. So there will be highlights of that on the Thread next Monday, and I'm not looking forward to being cold over at Driscoll, but I am looking forward to hockey again. That'll be fun. But I will say there are many instances where Driscoll is colder than it is outside. It's colder inside than outside in the dead of winter, if you can believe that. Yergin trying to put it up, cannot. Next week we'll also have some boys basketball here from Durfee. There is Rivera, Tia Rivera. She is actually Jalen Jackson's sister. Jalen played for Durfee, of course. So after the three-pointer there, timeout called again. It's 14-13. And of course, when we get back, getting back to the winter sports schedule here, once we get back in January, we'll be really going full throttle, if you will, all the way through the playoffs. Many senior night games, when we were looking at the schedule, putting it together, many of the senior night games are actually quite a bit early, because most of the teams here in the city, the Durfee basketball, Diamond basketball, they're all playing home games, their last home games actually a little bit earlier. They're not necessarily playing at home on the very last game of the season. Some of them are finishing with 3 games on the road, some with 2 on the road, that sort of thing. So some of the senior night games are actually a little bit earlier. In fact, last year, many of them were during February vacation. This year, many of them are actually before February break. So bottom line is there's a lot of winter sports we have on the calendar. We're going to try to do as many games as we can. And as usual, unless it snows, it's always a lot easier to do winter sports because we get to be inside. We don't have to deal with any weather outside. So unless it snows and a game gets postponed, we're going to try to do as many as we can. And we hope that we'll see some playoff games at the end of February and early March. Coach Brendan Kelly, in his 6th year coaching, he has never not made the playoffs. So the Lady Hilltoppers will look to continue that trend again this year. They had an early absence in the tournament last year, losing to Attleboro, almost backcourt. Rivera was not ready for it. Ball is still loose. Jurgen picks it up, going down the court to Schipper. Schipper will lose it, but Stang will keep it. James coming back in, as is Callahan. So now, with the exception of Regan McDonald, 4 of the 5 starters are out there now for Durfee. We're back out there. Schipper trying to go underneath again. Miscue there. James will power ahead. She finds McDonald. It's off the back of the rim. Carrero there for the rebound and the putback. 18-15, halfway through the second quarter. 4 minutes played, 4 minutes to go before the half. Halimian was trying to get in there to block it. Could not tip it away. Good pressure by Carrero. Gets it back to McDonald, and the errant pass. McDonald trying to go coast to coast off the back of the rim. Goes out of play. It is off of Stang, so with 30 seconds there on that shot clock, Durfee will inbound the ball. Callahan will do the honors. James almost loses it. And indeed they do. Out of bounds. So a turnover there. Pretty clean second quarter here. Only 2 fouls we've seen. It's actually been a real fast second quarter. The fact that we're already past the halfway mark. These 8-minute quarters just fly by, I'll tell you. Especially after fall sports where you have volleyball, which could just go on forever. You have football, 10 to 11-minute quarters outside. Soccer, 40-plus minute halves. So these 8-minute quarters in basketball games tend to fly by, let me tell you. And Schipper has really found herself in a groove here. She's over double digits in terms of points right now. She's got more than half the points for Stang. It's 20-15. And she has been fantastic. Deep pass, wide open. It does not go in. That was Rita, one of the 2 captains. Put up, no good, no call. Coach Levine wanted a foul, didn't get it. McDonald going the other way. Put back now by number 25. That is Jamila Foster. 3-point game. Kicked out of bounds. And that should still be Spartans' ball. Carew will inbound. All the way around the arc they go. Back to Carew, and a travel is called. Quick whistle there by the official, so he saw it immediately. I had the Gatorade bucket there, the big cooler for the bench blocking me, so I didn't see the legs moving. But a very quick whistle. Foster lost it. Taken by Markey. Down the court now goes Duclos. Hands it to Carew. Carew back to her. Underneath to Schipper, and Schipper doesn't get that one to fall. James with the block from behind. A clean block. Hilltoppers slow it down a bit here. Callahan with it. She wants 3. Just off the back of the rim. The rebound to Markey. We're under 2 minutes to play in this half. Jurgen across to Duclos. Duclos to Schipper. Schipper in traffic. Wanting 3 is Carew. In and out. The rebound to Markey. Back to Carew. In traffic in the paint. She is fouled. She'll go to the line. Foster hit with her first foul. Durfee's 4th. And Carew will shoot 2. And she missed the first. Regan McDonald subbing back in. Foster will take a seat. Carew missed them both. James and Carrero there for the rebound. So the trip to the free throw line comes up empty for the Spartans. 90 seconds to play in the half. McDonnell all alone. Knocks it down. That was for two, just on the line. I knew it was only a matter of time before I messed up. It's Isabel McDonnell, no D. Regan McDonald with a D. And I'll tell you, when the two of them are out there, it drove me crazy last year. And here we are, game one of the year for me, and already messed up. Meanwhile, Shipper just continues to add to her game-high total. We'll get an official total at the half. That one went over the Spartans bench. We'll confirm all these numbers. Of course, I'm scoring here blind while I'm talking to you and while you're listening at home. So these are unofficial totals. And we'll make sure the book is clean and everything's accurate here at the half. We'll let you know where everybody stands in terms of individual point totals. That one, again, off the back of the rim. Hilltoppers just missing by that little bit. Carrero gives it up. Down the court goes Carew. She can't put it in. Carrero gets it back. James on the long pass. She goes to the basket. And it rolls off the rim. And James was hit with a foul there. So that's her first, Durfee's fifth foul. 27.2 seconds to play in this first half. Isabel McDonnell coming out. Subbing in is Catherine Callahan. Duclos, number 12, going to the corner. Good pressure by James immediately, and that really messed up the shot attempt by Jurgen. 5 seconds. Topper's going to go for it. They're backtracking. That's not the way to go, and they're going to not get a shot off. No shot, doesn't count. So kind of a tough ending there for the Lady Hilltoppers in that end of the first quarter. They battled back here. They got 10 in the second quarter, but some miscommunication there in that last 7 seconds. Really had plenty of time to get a shot off, and were not able to do so. So at the end of the first half, it is the Lady Spartans 22, the Lady Hilltoppers 19. 3-point game, anybody's game. So stay with us. Second half coming up next on Fred TV. Second half underway here at the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV. The Bishop Stang Lady Spartans leading the Durfee Lady Hilltoppers 22-19. Durfee bounced back in that second quarter quite well. If you look at the numbers, they held Bishop Stang to just 8 points. So that was a vast improvement there from the first quarter, in which they allowed 14. There is a three. Nope, that was just for two, and that was Jurgen. So now a 5-point game, 24-19. Leading the way with scoring in that first half is Annalise Shipper, number 13. She has 10 points in the game. Next closest in terms of point total would be her teammate Carew, Riley Carew. She has 5. There's a three, and that is good. Isabel McDonnell knocks it down from outside there in the far corner. And that is just Durfee's second three-pointer of the game. Alyssa Correa had the first, and that was last quarter. Little floater there for Jurgen. She knocks another one in as well. And I have to say, after talking with Coach Levy from Bishop Stang before the game, when he said how young this team was and what a rebuilding year it's probably going to be, and I'm actually very impressed to see what they've done here tonight against Durfee. They look strong. And the fact of the matter is that they are a young team, so if You know, they're only going up from here, and then he's got to like what he's seeing. He's got a 4-point lead. There's plenty of time in this game, but still, they are going, you know, toe-to-toe with Durfee right now. Catherine Callahan with her first foul of the night. It's Durfee's first here in the second half. Neither side, pardon me, forgetting we switched sides. So McDonald at the line. That's actually a foul on Bishop Stang. And that's Markey. It's her first foul. McDonald hit them both. McDonald did. Other side of the court there. That is Shipper. That's her 12th point. 11th and 12th of the night. Another foul coming. This is the first foul for Shipper. Second straight foul on Bishop Stang. McDonald back to the line. And just like that, 6 points in this quarter here. In fact, all 6 points for Durfee credited to her. She now has 10 points in the game. Make it 11. 4 for 4 at the line is Isabel McDonald. And a 7-point third quarter for her so far. 28-26, Stang continues to lead in this one. Carew gets the pass in the paint now. Floats it off the front of the rim. It goes. She gets it back and puts it back. No, it falls back down. Carrero trying to get free. Carew's been on her all night. They've really gone neck and neck with each other in terms of defending each other. They've done a very good job one-on-one. James going for the long ball, and it's good. Hilltoppers back in front. James with her first basket since the first quarter. 29-28, a short-lived lead though. Shipper makes it in to put their team ahead 30-29. They crest over the 30-point marker now. James with a pretty three-pointer there though moments ago. Tries to lay it up. Carrero tips it away. It goes right to Jurgen. And the Spartans quickly transition back down into the offensive attack. Carew thought of going for three. Back to Jurgen. She's open. She'll take the three off the back of the rim. Regan McDonald with the rebound. And timeout was quickly called by Coach Brendan Kelly while the team had possession. Good thing, because the ball did appear it was going to come loose. So a very quick timeout. 4:33 to play here in this third quarter. We're already basically halfway through it, and it really is amazing how quickly these games go by. Like I said, we've been doing football and soccer and volleyball throughout the fall, so these 8-minute quarters really do fly. So at 4 more points this quarter for Shipper, and now she's got 14 for the game. That is a game high so far. Quickly jumping into the second highest total is Isabel McDonald. She now has 10 points on the night. I'm sorry, 11 points actually. One-point lead for the Lady Spartans. It's their first game of the season. Last year, they made it to the playoffs, into the state tournament. They were 10-10. They lost in the first round. Durfee was 9-11 in their bracket. They, too, lost in the first round. So both teams having average seasons a year ago. McDonald loses it twice. Contact was made, but it looks like it was only with the ball, so no foul. Coach Levy wanted to travel. Could have called that, too. McDonald takes it away, so back goes Durfee with the ball. That was a wild sequence right there. But yes, both teams with average seasons last year. And both teams losing in the first rounds of their brackets. Oh, and it doesn't fall. It rolled right around the rim. Jurgen gets the pass. Shipper, Another 2 points. And I know that she is tall. She's actually, looks like she's the tallest one out on the court for Bishop Stang. But she has been uncontested, I'll tell you. She's been open way too many times. Another tipped ball. Toppers lose possession again. Shipper wants more points, and it is over the basket. On the other side, it goes over as well. Whistle is blown. I believe that was going to be, that's an offensive foul. It is. Siren getting hit with her second foul in the offensive zone, so Durfee will get the ball. It's 32-29 with just over 3 to play in the third quarter. Coach Levy taking the tie off in the latter half of the game. That does not fall. McDonald gets it back. That's Foster underneath, still fighting. Gets it out to McDonald off the back of the rim. Coming down with it is Carew to Jurgen, bouncing out. Foster with it. Man, oh man. And now Foster loses it, and Coach Kelly not happy about it. He's grabbing his board. There's going to be a timeout. So actually, Coach Levy called timeout. So Coach Kelly and the Hilltoppers will take advantage of it, especially after he just called timeout. Not a great sequence here over the last couple minutes. Some missed opportunities. And as I said, I mean, you know, looking at Annalise Shipper, number 13 for the forward for Stang, with 16 points in the game. She has basically gone unguarded over the last few minutes of play here, even going back to that second quarter in which she had 6 points as well. She's been a force, and the Hilltoppers have not defended her. She's been open on every one of her shots. We credit her for that, but she is definitely a threat right now to continue putting points up. Well, you look at some of the missed opportunities as well for Durfee over these last few minutes. I mean, McDonald had a couple looks. They didn't go in. Carrero, there was a pass intended for her. It was tipped away. She couldn't make it happen. So there have been some misses for Durfee as well that probably should have resulted in points. Out of play. And looks like it was off of Stang. It's going to be Stang ball. Wow. Thought Markey had touched it as it went out of bounds. But nonetheless, the Spartans will keep it. Jurgen gets it over to Duclos, now to Carew, underneath to Shipper. She is double teamed, and that time she loses it. Carrero stripped it, almost lost it on the pass, and now it'll be Stang ball again. Jurgen took it away, forcing it to get tipped out of the hands of Carrero, and it rolled out of bounds. Another turnover for Durfee. Duclos, top of the arc, to the far side to Carew. Back to Duclos it'll go. Jurgen, who was kicked. And she will inbound it again, a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Underneath it goes, and it goes in there off the glass for Markey. Back to a 5-point game, under 2 minutes to play in the third. Again, this is Stang's first game of the year. Durfee does have one under their belt. It was a win last Friday at Old Rochester, 49-32. Wow, and that's some good defense there by Jurgen. Look at that. Getting the ball back. It went off of White on the inbound, so Stang gets to keep it. Durfee loses possession, another turnover. Right into Shipper it goes. Carew for three at the corner. And Stang's starting to pull away now. 37-29, McDonald sends it over the basket. No good. Another three-pointer attempt for Carew, and it's gonna roll in. And that's gonna bring another timeout for the Hilltoppers. 11 points for Carew after the back-to-back long balls. It's 40-29 with 1:26 to play in the third. Lady Spartans have put up 18 points in this third quarter. Durfee's put up 10. A very impressive third quarter for Bishop Stang. Ball gets away, and Stang will have it. Might I just say that was another turnover on the inbound pass. Carew will inbound. Coming across to Duclos, now to the corner. Markey with it, going underneath. The ball is loose. Who wants it? Markey able to go over the pile to pick it up, despite a sea of Hilltoppers right there, and that is put in for two. Tipped by Duclos. Carrero gets it back, spins in the paint, and a travel called. Hilltoppers trailed by just 3 points to start this half. They now trail by 13. Tipped away. That should have been a travel. No travel called. Hilltoppers get points out of it, but that was clearly a couple steps by Alemian. McDonald with it. And it's long. So 22.1 seconds before this quarter comes to a close. And Bishop Stang will look to take the last shot of it. Yergin with the inbound, goes around two defenders, now trying to get past Isabel McDonald. Double teamed there, along with Bonalovitz. Carew looking for the long ball again. She won't get it. Yergin there, though, for the rebound. It's on the ground. A jump ball is called. And it's white ball. Oh, my bad, it is scorer's table confused, the officials confused, I'm confused. Stang ball, 3 seconds. Shot is off, no good, and that'll wrap up the third quarter. And it was an ugly third quarter at that for Durfee, despite the fact that they put up 12 points. That was their highest output of any quarter, 9, 10, and 12. However, an explosive quarter for Bishop Stang. They put up 20 points to take a commanding lead in this one. They're up by 9. Anything can happen in a heartbeat, but still, that is very impressive. I'm sorry, they're up by 11. Double-digit lead for Bishop Stang right now, 42-31. A lot of Hilltoppers with points. In fact, 8 different players with points. For Bishop Stang, just 5 different players with points. 16, though, for Annalise Schipper. 11 for Riley Carew. Catherine Yergin with 4 points in that third quarter as well. She's got 7 for the night. For Durfee, Isabel McDonald, the only player with double digits. She has 11 thanks to 7 points to start the third quarter. 6 for Katera James, and that's about it for Durfee. The rest are just scattered baskets. Good pass underneath, an even better block, but the whistle was blown. Went out of bounds. Shaylin Carrero was there for that block, did a great job of it, forced the inbound. To the corner to Carew, wide open, she's nailed 2 from there, make it 3 from that corner. She's got 4 from downtown in the game, 14 points tonight for Carew. 14-point game. Make it 12. Alemian puts it in off the glass, a little bank shot. And Isabel McDonald called for her 3rd foul. And that is just Durfee's start. I'll tell you, part of the reason the game has really flown by, minimal fouls in this one. Minimal. That's just Durfee's first foul of the second half. They played a clean third quarter despite losing more ground in terms of, a bigger deficit against Stang. A clean third quarter it was, though. Markey there for the rebound, no good. Ball comes loose, a foul is being called. It is the 2nd for Carew. That's just the 4th for Bishop Stang. They've had 7 all night. Durfee's had only 6 all night, so nobody's gotten into bonus tonight. It's been a very clean game in terms of fouls. To the corner to James. She'll move forward towards the net, try to lay it up. She can't. Possession is lost. Schipper comes away with it. James has 1 from downtown. Came last quarter. Gonna need a few more of those. The Hilltoppers have any chance of coming back in this one. Jump ball, it'll be Durfee ball this time. Oh, evidently it will not be. The rebound smashed off the glass by Catherine Callahan. So Stang gets to keep it. They got the rebound back. Markey will get it this time. The lead back up to 14. Bonalovitz gets it to Callahan. To the corner for 2. No good. Loose ball. Drilled at the feet. Durfee will inbound. James. Nobody open, they bounce it to Carrero. Goes over the shoulder for the points. That's her first basket since the second quarter. She's been very quiet tonight. That's off of red, Durfee ball. Should be Durfee ball. It was off of one of the Stang players. Nonetheless, Carew's going to inbound, but that was off of red. At least I saw a deflection. Long to Markey. Markey gets it, keeps it. Had to work for it, though. Jurgen now trying to cut in, and it's taken away by Carrero. Carrero to McDonald. She's got to break Carew on her tail feathers. She'll let her just take the basket, knowing that there's a lead here. Didn't want to commit a foul. It's a 10-point game with 5 minutes to play. 47-37. Timeout on the court. Five minutes left to play in this one. Durfee down by 10. Carew will take it across center court. Wait for her chance to try to break through. She's in the paint, floats it to the basket. It's off the glass. She got her own rebound once. James got it the second time. To McDonald, back outside. Catherine Callahan was going to take a shot. Instead, she'll try to lay it up. She cannot. Carew with the rebound. She'll try to go coast to coast. Loses it. Alemian to McDonald. McDonald has it blocked by Schipper. And no foul. Coach Kelly questioning why there was no whistle. Durfee turns it over again, so another missed opportunity on a break, no less. Jurgen to Markey. Markey loses it. Two open, they'll try to get it inbounds, and the pass is too long. Two Lady Hilltoppers wide open, and the pass was long, and now timeout called. This one coached by Coach Levy calling timeout this time. Short timeout for Coach Kelly and the Lady Hilltoppers. There was a quick message. He did not use all of the timeout, all of the allotted time. Lady Spartans back out on the court. Carew will inbound. We're about to hit the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter. 4:07 to play in this game. We now reach the halfway mark. Evan Massoud with you here on Fred TV. This one coming down to the end here. Lady Hilltoppers in their home opener trailing by 10. And now Shipper is going to go to the line for the first time tonight. She is the leading point scorer so far with 16 points. She'll look to add to that. And does not get the friendly bounce that time. That one, nothing but net. So 17 points now for her. 1 for 2 at the line, and it's an 11-point game. 48-37 as the clock continues to roll. And a whistle on that side now. Looks like we're going to see Carrero go to the line for the foul on Durfee, by the way, that sent Shipper to the line was on Catherine Callahan. That was her first. Katie Long, number 11, getting hit now with her first foul for Stang. Carrero hits her first free throw of the night. For Durfee, it was their second foul. This is Stang's 5th foul that sent Carrero to the line. 10-point game again. She'll try to make it a 9-pointer, and she will get the roll on that side. So it's a 9-point game. Hilltoppers need to take advantage of the breaks they've had. Again, there have been some missed opportunities in this second half. This game should be a little bit closer than it is. Third foul for Durfee. It is the second foul of the night on Callahan. Jurgen trying to get in. She'll get it to Duclos, and McDonald almost got the tip there. Out of bounds, Durfee will take it. Alemian will swap out with Alyssa Correa. They get it to Correa. She hit a 3 back in the second quarter. McDonald with it now, driving, has the ball come loose. Correa has it, 10 seconds. Callahan going for 3, it's gonna be wide to the right. Two toppers there. Carrero and McDonald could not get there. And they're calling a foul, offensive foul on Correa. Durfee's 4th. Hilltoppers cheering section there did not like that call. So the Durfee Hilltoppers lose possession again. Wide open 3, no good. Shipper is there for the rebound. Taken away by Alemian back into the game. Now that is taken from Callahan. Carrero did it. Durfee ball. Two and a half to play. It's 48-39. Bishop Stang. And with each, as I said, missed opportunity is really the best way to say it. It's the best phrasing to use. And there's another one right there. Ball comes loose, couldn't drive the lane, out of bounds, it's a turnover. And you know, it's only game 2 of the year, so that's really the thing we've got to remember, obviously, is that these teams, both of them, every team across the area is going to have to take some time to kind of gel and get things going and whatnot. Durfee had the win last Friday, of course, as I said. This one here looks like it's going to be their first loss. They still have a 9-point deficit with just over 2 minutes to play. But one would have imagined, as you know, when talking about again how young the team is here for Bishop Stang, that one would have imagined that with Durfee's pieces, a lot of the players that did return going into starters roles, who we saw a lot last year, that this would have been maybe a different outcome tonight. And I mean, it takes nothing away from what Stang has done. You just think about on paper that how young of a team Stang is and how many new players they have starting on varsity. Would have expected this one to be a little closer than it is right now. But hey, you know, credit the Lady Spartans because they came to play, that's for sure. Been an impressive night for them. And it really goes back to the timeout right about halfway through that first quarter when Durfee was on a 7-0 run. After that timeout, it's been, you know, all smooth sailing for Bishop Stang. So whatever the message was from Coach Levy back in that first quarter, the Lady Spartans took it to heart and went and ran with it because there's been no turning back since then. Carew went down, Carrero went down. Fouls on Catherine Callahan. It's her third. 5 fouls for Durfee, 5 fouls for Bishop Stang. Schipper with it. She'll get it to Duclos. Jurgen in the paint. Back to Schipper, who banks it in. 19 points for Schipper, 50 points on the night for Stang with that last basket. That is Alemian. Blocked again. Carrero can't come down with it. Tipped right off of her hands. Duclos goes down, takes out. That looks to be number 14, is it? It is indeed. Slow to get up was Catherine Callahan. Out of bounds again for Durfee. Just way too many turnovers in this game. Way too many. And as the game has gone on, that number has gone up much quicker. 90 seconds to play in the games. And now we're going to see the game of foul and go to the line here. Of course, Durfee not in... Stang not in bonus yet. Durfee, that was their 6th. Foul was Samantha Soares, her first. She just came into the game. Now she'll sub back out, put in there just for the foul. Schipper with a rare miss. Keeps it in. A nice balance there in the corner. Carew going for the long ball again. It's off the back of the rim. Markey on the second look puts it in. Correa in and out for 3, no good. Carrero gets fouled. Markey with her second foul. 2 points for Carrero. She'll shoot 2. And she misses the first, so now 2 for 3 now on the night. She does hit that one. Durfee gets over the 40-point mark here. 58.5 seconds to play in the game. 52-40 the score. Looks like Bishop Stang just going to run it out. Hilltopper's not doing any fouling here. Duclos to Schipper, and that is no good. Foster takes it away, finds James. James trying to get by Carew. And she can't get it to fall. And that really has just been the story all night. So many chances Durfee's had, wide open looks. Schipper puts it in, that'll put her over 20 for the game. 21 officially. And with 11 seconds, Lady Hilltoppers with possession, trying to get one last basket. James for three off the glass. And that's it, though. A 9-point loss. I'm sorry, an 11-point loss for Durfee here in their home opener. They lose 54-43 in Game 2 of the season. Their home opener here at the Fieldhouse. And I'd say your player of the game here would be Annalise Schipper, number 13 for the Lady Spartans. They're forward. She had 21 points on the night. Very impressive. Our leading scorer in this one. We thank you for joining us tonight on Fred TV. Was an entertaining game. Didn't pan out for the home team, but better luck next time, as they say. Our next game here from the Fieldhouse will be next Friday night for the boys' home opener. The Hilltoppers will host the Bishop Conley Cougars from across the street. Coach Billy Shea brings in his Cougars to Durfee. Till then, Evan Massoud signing off. Good night, everybody.